Hello all, welcome to my studio. I'm Beth Wheeler, and today we're going to be doing an acrylic pour on this beautiful 7x14 ceramic tray. The bottom is flat, but as you can see the sides are angled a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how the acrylic pour works on this surface. First thing we're going to do is clean the tray and make sure that it is free of any fingerprints, any oils, anything that might interfere with the paint sticking to the ceramic surface. So I have a paper towel, and it is wet with 91% rubbing alcohol, and I'm cleaning off all the surface, the top, the sides, the underneath, to make sure that everything is completely cleaned off. There we go, and we're going to let that dry just a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. The alcohol has dried, and now I'm going to mask off the edges with masking tape. I want the paint to go over the lip, but not underneath. So we're just masking off, and that will act as a little fence to hold the paint in. And I want to mask all 4 edges. We're going to leave the masking on until the tape is, masking on until the paint is almost dry, but not quite. And then we'll take the tape off. If we wait until it's completely dry, then there will be a hard edge, and I don't want that either. Well, that wasn't very attractive, was it? There we go. There. Okay, now we're ready to mix our paint. We're using Earth Safe Finishes products today. These are all No-VOC, so there are no fumes, and it's very safe for households with pets and small children. I am going to wear gloves because we're using the EcoPour pouring medium, the acrylic base, and the pigments. And the pigments are very concentrated. So it's easy for me to end up having blue hands for a few days. And that's not always the look I'm going for. So I like to wear gloves, disposable gloves. This is the Eco Pouring Medium. It is just kind of a cloudy white, but it dries to completely clear. This is the Eco Acrylic Base, which is acrylic paint with no color in it at all. And that's what we're going to start with. We're going to shake up each one of the containers because we want the consistency of the liquid to be the same at the bottom of the container as it is at the top. And the only way to ensure that is to shake it each time. So we've shaken that, and I'm going to put about a tablespoon of the acrylic base in each one of these 3 cups, and in this one, you'll notice it's a little larger cup. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in because that's going to be for the white. And the white, I'm going to need a little more of the white than anything else. So we're going to start with teal, and it just takes a drop or 2. It's because it's very concentrated. Okay, I can't get that lid off. There we go. This is phthalo blue, and I'm going to start with just 1 drop, and we're going to mix it up. See how vivid that is with just 1 drop? It does not take much. Okay, we're going to get right up there so you can see that. Okay, that's the blue. And then we're going to add 4 parts of the pouring medium to that mixture. This mixture equals 1 part, and we're going to add about 4 parts of it to it. And I just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be exact. And as we add the pouring medium, it's going to lighten the blue, but it's going to darken up again when it dries, because this is going to be the pouring medium is going to dry clear. So it's going to be darker again. And I'm going to add about 4 drops of white. I may add just a little bit more. There we go, that's better. Okay, and then we're going to add 4 parts of the pouring medium and mix that up really well. We're using all opaque paints in this particular project, but if you're working on a canvas or a larger piece, it's nice to incorporate opaque acrylic paints with semi-transparent and transparent. That really adds an illusion of depth. Okay, now this time I'm going to add a little bit of the white and a drop of the blue, and my goal is to get a lighter blue than this one. We're going for kind of a beachy look. There, that's what I wanted. Look how pretty that is, kind of a sky blue. We're going for a beachy look. I'm thinking this tray would be really cool at the lake or in a seaside cottage with cookies or shrimp or something on it for guests. Okay, and now the pouring medium, 4 parts, and we're mixing it up. And the last one will be with the teal, if I can get the lid off the bottle. Nope, I'm going to have to stop and get a tool to get the lid off the bottle. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I finally got the lid off. Okay, this is the teal. I'm putting 1 drop in again. And that was kind of a bubbly drop. Let's try another one. Teal is one of my favorite colors, so I run out of it frequently. Okay, here we go. It's kind of a greeny blue. These are going to be really pretty ocean watercolors. And my goal in this is to create an area of white and then an area of the layered colors, so it looks like ocean and water, which is why I thought it would look really nice on a lake cottage or a beach cottage. Okay. Okay, so here's our mix. We have white, and I'm going to add about 4 drops of silicone to the white, and 2 to each one of the others. And the silicone is what helps form the cellular structures in the paint. It works all by paint density. We're going to layer these in the cup in just a little bit, and when we flip the cup over, the heavy paints are going to go to the bottom, the lighter paints are going to come up to the top, and as they pass, they're going to go around those little droplets of the silicone oil, and that's what forms the cellular structures. Okay. So we're going to layer this. I'm going to put a little bit of white in the bottom. And then we're pouring these paints right on top of one another. Okay, there's one of the pouring cups. And I'm going to make a second one, not necessarily in the same order. And you may even see cells starting to form in the cup as we're pouring the paints in. There we go. And I get really messy. I go through a lot of paper towels. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is pour some white right in here, and there, just like that. And then we also have white in each one of the layered cups. We're going to put a little bit in here. This is called a direct dirty pour. And I want to get it all the way up on the lip of the tray and then let it drip down into the base of the tray. And I'm going to tilt that just a little bit. I may need to mix up one more cup, which is fine. We can do that. We have plenty of paint. The danger is always that you put too much paint down, and then it takes a long time for it to dry. I'm making just a little bit of an X on here because I didn't get that mixed up very well. And if there's an area on the edge that isn't quite perfect, you can dab it with your finger and that will take care of it most of the time. Well, as you could tell, my video cut out for some reason, so you missed the last few seconds of me dabbing the paint along the edge to get a nice even finish. So fortunately that wasn't too disastrous and we didn't have to repeat the whole video. The paint has completely dried now. My plan had been to take the tape off after the paint had set maybe 2 or 3 hours, but it didn't work out that way. So we're going to take the tape off now. And I do have kind of a sharp edge of paint on here. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of water, and this is filtered water, and I'm just going to run my finger along that hard edge, and I'm going to do it several times, and that will soften that edge. Oh, help it get all the tape off first, Beth. There we go. And then the last step on this, I'm going to let this cure for about 2 weeks. And then the last step is to apply several thin coats of Earth Safe Finishes marine varnish. And that will, it's a food grade varnish, and it will make this impervious to moisture and the acid in any fruits or vegetables that might be on the tray. Once the varnish has dried and cured about 2 weeks, this will be ready to use. I know this is not a quick and easy project, sorry, but the drying time really and curing times really are important. Once it's dried and cured, then it can be used safely on the table. The varnish is food grade, so there's no problem there. I would surface wash it. I wouldn't put it in the dishwasher. That probably wouldn't be the best thing for the paint and the varnish finish. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Please join me again for another one. Happy painting!